I just wanted to tell you, the reason everyone has not heard so much from me recently is that I have had a lot on, and I know everyone has had a lot on, but you know, it's just sometimes you think, oh my God, I have taken on too much. With our trade show we're running, one-to-one consultancy work I was doing for people, an online course that I've been running to help people with finding and working with UK manufacturers, and it's all got a bit too much. And then last year at the end of our show, which was our 5th show, which we did in May 2018, and we held it at the Truman Brewery in London. We had a fantastic show. We had more exhibitors than ever rebooked to come back the following year. And then the venue just said we couldn't go back to that venue anymore. We certainly couldn't go back on the dates we wanted, and they couldn't, at that point in May, give us any indication of what day and when we could hire the venue again. They didn't give us any reason for it whatsoever, and it was all really quite a distressing time. At that point, I did think, right, I'm going to pull the plug on this trade show. I have to be honest with you now, and I feel like I couldn't say that 6 months ago or whatever it was last June, because it would have looked like the whole event was a failure because we'd cancelled it. It would have looked like no one wanted to work with UK manufacturers, and therefore that's why the show wasn't going ahead, which could not be further from the truth at all. And we had all these exhibitors booked. They'd all booked to be in the same stands that they'd been in, a lot of them, for 3 years in a row, and they wanted the same space back, and they booked the show on that condition. Now, for those of you who are watching this, who know me and know my background, I didn't set out to be a trade show organiser. Far from it. I originally set out to be a fashion designer, but I wasn't very good at that actually, because I couldn't draw very well. But then I was a buyer, and you know the one thing I really loved doing was visiting factories. I love nothing more than walking into a factory and seeing all the manufacturing taking place. I wanted to see the factories in the UK thrive and do well, and that was the whole reason that Make It British came about, and then in turn that the show came about. So I didn't set out to be a trade show organiser, but I could see that all these factories in the UK, they didn't have a show to go to, and they didn't have a place to go to meet people that wanted to make in the UK. So it just seemed like, why is no one doing this? Okay, I'll run a trade show. So last year was our 5th year, and I have to admit to you, every year it is a struggle putting on that event. To get 5,000 people and 200 exhibitors through the door, the logistics that has to happen to make the event take place is just mental. And most trade shows that you go to will be organised by a great big company who probably run several trade shows a year. We have just the one massive show once a year run on a skeleton staff. It requires a lot of hard work and very little sleep on my part. So when the venue pulled the plug on us, I have to say I very nearly gave up the whole flipping thing. However, if it hadn't been for the fact that there was no other show where so many of these exhibitors can go to, I think I would have given up. However, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Luckily, we found a new home in the Business Design Centre. And when we told the exhibitors who had already booked that we were not only moving venues, but the date was different to the one they booked, not a single one pulled out, which actually is testament to the fact that the show wouldn't be what it was without those exhibitors that come to Make It British Live. What's more, amazingly, I've just looked at the figures of how many people have already registered to come to the show, and we have got 3 times the amount of people compared to this time last year who have booked to come to the event. And I think that is for 2 main reasons. I think the first one is the fact that the Business Design Centre is very handily located. It's just a few minutes from Angel Tube, and it's like a 10-minute walk or taxi drive from King's Cross, which you can get to anywhere from all over the UK and all over the world. But secondly, This is the year, I think, for UK manufacturing. Never before have we had so many inquiries for people trying to source locally, all different sorts of people. If you are thinking about coming to the show, please do register for your ticket so that I know you're coming, and then I can see how many people we think we're going to have coming to the show, and that alone does make it all worthwhile. So thank you all for listening in, and please book your ticket for the show if you haven't done already. It is free to come along. If you write in the comments here that you're thinking of coming, I will personally send you the link for the VIP ticket. How about that? You know what, I wouldn't do this. You know what I would really like to spend my time doing the whole time is just going to visit factories, but no one's going to pay me to do that.